Hello and welcome back to the Game Challenger UK YouTube channel. My name is Tony Bello. I'm your host for today, and we have waiting in there. We have our special guests, Steve and Taruna, and also we have our co-hosts, Bosset and Joe. But let's just have a think about it. We did part 1 and part 2, and this is part 3 where we get real. We're getting real with part 3. So part 1. And part 2, those of you that haven't watched it, go back and watch it. Go back and watch it. And also, while you're watching it, like, subscribe, and share. And also notify. We love some comments. We love comments. Okay, so let's talk about parts 1 and 2. Part 1 and 2, what we did is we talked about the new WoW. So the new way of working is changing. And AI and automation are already reshaping jobs and how this shift is affecting people mentally, economically, and also socially. Now, this final part, putting the final part together, this final part, we're not here to scare anyone. We're here to face reality and talk solutions. Because job losses are inevitable, they're coming. Skills are changing. And the old idea, remember that old idea of a safe career, is breaking down. Now, the real question is, how do we become future-proof? How do you future-proof yourself in the middle of all this change? Remember that word, future-proof? Go back and watch that episode 2 or that series. Okay, so part 3, this part 3, the final part, guys. I'm sure you're happy it's the final part. We're going to make this practical. What skills matter, what mindsets you need, and what steps you can take to get the right things done. Yeah. So we want you to take the steps so that you stay relevant, you stay resilient, and in control. So what we're going to do, without further ado, let's get over and get into the studio.
But I think in terms of how it affects our work, it's affecting our work. You talked about mentally. We're not quite, our mental health is affecting our work from that angle, which is the negative side. Yeah. The fact that I believe there's going to be, and this is a question for everybody, I believe that there are going to be job losses. So what does it mean? What does it mean for the society, for organizations, for people? What does it mean? That's also going to have an effect on their mental state too. Somebody that's been working for the whole of their life, suddenly there's nothing for them. Then also it's also going to affect in terms of the fact that the skills they're going to need are going to be different to be able to get a new job, or to be able to survive in this world. I don't believe that the government or the organizations are prepared for the job losses. I don't think they're prepared. I think at the moment, there's a switch they can, in my mind, it's not real, in my mind, there's a switch that they can switch where probably AI agents, agentic era comes on, and there's probably like millions of job losses. But at the moment, they cannot turn that switch until they sort out what's going to happen to these people. Yeah. Are we going to be a nation of leisure and pleasure? Yeah. Are they going to pay us to stay at home? And sometimes there's some people that say what do they call it? Some people call the thing that happened with Corona, they call it plandemic. Yeah. Plandemic, which means it was actually all planned, because maybe they foresaw what's going to happen now, and they need to know what it's going to be like for everyone to stay at home. because this is there's so many conspiracy theories out there, but it's always good to kind of like give them a bit of airtime. I don't know, but I'm just saying to you that we've had a test run already. And I think at this point, I want to kind of, because Boss has been so quiet. She's been, I know she likes watching TV, so she's probably been enjoying the TV show. So Boss, come on, what's going on? What do you think? What we've said, what everybody said. Where do you stand?
First of all, I don't get time to watch TV, Tony.
Well, this is TV. This is TV, boss. This is TV. You're watching it now.
So, sorry, what did you ask me? You made me lose my train
I
of
said,
thought.
I said, look, you've heard everything what everyone says so far.
Yeah, I have.
I mean, what do you think? What's your take? We're talking about remember we're talking about WoW, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Yeah,
Which obviously is how is all this affecting us in work? And we talked about mental side. We talked about I kind of like brought in the job losses. Um, uh, Sharuna talks about we need people in there, even though it's not perfect. And and then Steve jumped in there to say, you know what, this thing's more advanced than we think, and there are bad actors in there. Joe's kind of mixed it all up too. And I just want to know, what's your take on what you've heard so far?
Yeah, I kind of agree with a lot of it. I think that I think companies are still in the early phase of rolling out AI and scaling their business and changing the employee structure and workforce sort of thing, business model. So I think people have some time if they, to catch up if they're not on board. But it's going to rattle a few cages if you are not dynamic. You don't like change. So the people that are going to be, who are going to kind of like be the survivors of this phase are the people that can adapt to change, who can be dynamic, who leave AI to be the expert to design the work and then just sort of like, do the work, but with using AI within the workflow. Those are the people that will do really well in this era. It's not the people that are stuck in and just hating change and not wanting to adopt AI. And I think it's going to affect a lot of people's mental psyche, because change always is very disruptive. And this is change coming at a rapid speed. So, put your seatbelts on, because it's going to be a fast ride. You've got to be dynamic. You've got to change. And it also depends on what the sort of company you're working for. If you're working for the big, those big companies like Google, Amazon, they're the ones that adopt the change the fastest. Other companies, depending on what industry, will take a bit more time. So you've got a bit of time to catch up, kind of thing. So, I kind of like.
Great. Yeah. I think we're all kind of like getting slowly in line with where we're going. We know that there's something going to happen. There's change is here. It's not coming. It's here.
Yeah.
But what it is we are now thinking about how much is going to change, in terms of our workplace, in terms of our business, in terms of our roles, in terms of everything, into our lives, even our lives itself. So I think, Steve, just coming back to you, Steve, now, is this shift really about technology or about redefining the relationship between humans and work?
To be honest, to be frankly and honest, in a capitalist system, it's going to first and foremost be about, okay? Yeah. So at this point in time is about money. Okay. Now the World Economic Forum released a white paper, and it was shared in Collab yesterday, where they held 4 potential scenarios. Am I okay?
Sorry?
Am I sounding okay? Is it mic coming up?
You're okay. Every now and then it cracks, but just carry on.
Is it?
Yeah.
So scenario 1 is supercharged progress. Yeah, great. Yeah, we all get enabled. We get to keep our jobs. Yeah. Scenario 2, yeah, the age of displacement. Yeah, where AI advances beyond what our existing roles are, and we don't get the opportunity to reconfigure and refine what we do and how we do it. Yeah, this is what's happening. Okay. Co-pilot economy, yeah, there's gradual AI progress and the availability of AI-ready skill sets. Yeah, so as Taruna said, developing those skill sets is going to be essential. Yeah, we're going to have to adapt in some way, form, and that's everybody. That's elderly. Just adapt to deal with things. It's already happening. We're seeing the fall, okay, and then we might hit a scenario which they've described here as stall progress, but I would rather call it the bubble popping. But it's not a bubble popping where it's a bubble popping, that is more, how can you say, like a football, okay, be repaired, and it will come back in a different shape and bigger than before, that's what's going to happen, because develop software, you don't plan to develop the software, leave it, and it goes constantly iterating and improving. And when it gets to the point where it starts improving itself, and when it gets to the point of super intelligence, I can improve my head in the humans. That's when the penny will probably drop. So I would say the impact is already here. It is, really advocating for enabling yourself, your teams. People are already being made redundant. I've been made redundant. Okay, before I left, I made an agent that does my a high level job. That's not the level easy stuff. That's high level consultancy work. That is flying out. All of the consultancies at the moment are grabbing at all of their clients to take as much as they can, because in a few years' time, those clients will say, well, I don't need Accenture. I can just plug into my clone, learning from Accenture employees. And maybe offer that package. But then what happens to all of those people? All of those people who all of these years where they need to learn how to software engineer, architect, whatnot, we're going to have occupations. So there'll be a whole raft of new occupations that we can't even fathom yet, which is a shame. We should be able to work out what those occupations are. And I think the young know more and have a better idea about what occupations. One daughter said to me many years ago, oh, I want to be a YouTuber. I laughed at her. Now look at me. She's like,
so you laughed at a YouTuber?
She's a streamer, Twitch. She's like, and I'll do that, and I'll do some TikTok. As you know, I work with DJ AG. His daughter told him to go onto TikTok, to ditch the job. And just go to TikTok and do that all day long, and that's what he does. And now he's the most famous, popular people's deed in the entire globe. It's happening. It's happening. We just have to encourage people to get with it.
Wow. Some powerful stuff there. Don't laugh at any YouTuber,
No.
Kind of that's it.
It changed boxing. Kai Cenat, I show speed, influencing the world, teaching the world what Africa looks like, an Asia looks like in real time, changing narratives. These are going to be the leaders of tomorrow. These are prime ministers.
Exactly.
And the presidents of tomorrow. So different landscape.
All right. So guys, we're coming to the end. So we just need to kind of ask a few more questions quickly. Now, just looking at the roles and the job titles. Now, we look like we're moving away from job titles and fixed roles. What is replacing them when we think about it? What is replacing them? So, Karina, just want to just ask you, what does compatibility-led work mean for inclusion and fairness at work?
I think it's something we've all actually said. We've got to combine the AI side as well as us to make it a better place for all of us. I think what Steve said about, again, the profit motive, and at the moment it exists purely to make money. And COVID was like a predecessor to what the future may be. But actually that future may already be here, because if you look at the way some countries are destabilizing entire nations, it's actually really on the doorstep now. I mean, the only way things can change for the better for the majority of the population is to take the genie by the neck, literally, and actually say, Genie, we need you to help us be better, not take over us.
Wow. That's great. The genie. Yeah, I think Joe got the genie out of the bottle, and now we're asking the genie to be merciful. Yeah, thanks a lot, Trina. So, Bosse, yeah, I know if we're looking at people with broader skill sets, so what are we looking at here? So, actually, are they going to be better? What, a specialist, right? What's happening with that?
Well, I think AI is saying AI is expert now. So I don't need to be the expert coder, the expert data analyst or whatever, because AI is there to kind of like give me like the expert code or whatever. So the people that have got the broader skill sets are going to do very well in this era. So you're going to use the tools you are to make you better at your job and make you more efficient. So if you've got, if you can improve your skill, your AI literacy skills, and you can also, you can develop your cognitive skills in terms of your critical thinking skills, you know, people that can adapt to change and are good at designing ideas and solutions, they will thrive in this era, because AI is going to be the expert and make them better at their job role. So the broadest people with broader skill sets stand a better chance, but people who just want to focus on what they're good at, which AI is probably going to be better at, are going to find the change hard to adapt to. So I think it's important to, so companies are going to have, when they look at employing people, they're going to look for the core power skills, you know, people that have got good AI literacy, are dynamic, can adapt to change, have great critical and analytical thinking. Those are the power skills now. It's not actually specific skills around job roles. It's the power skills they're going to look out for even more.
Right.
That's how I see it going.
Right. Joe, because of time, now I want to just say, as work is breaking up now. It's breaking up into tasks and capabilities. Does it make more people powerful or more replaceable as we break up work into tasks and capabilities?
Well, I'll put it in simple terms. What exists now in terms of agent, for example, analysts reviews the data that comes back from artificial intelligence and makes decisions. It takes over. Customer agent handles exceptions, empathy. When the customer comes in and complains about a certain product not being delivered, developers, from a developer's point of view, it reviews functions, objects, etc. Yeah, and the output, if it's right, makes the changes to it quickly, more productive. From a worker's point of view, it introduced more hybrid work in the workplace. That means we're going to have more time to ourselves. That means the government would have to produce far more entertainment for us to stay at home, or pay us to stay at home, because these agents have now taken over our jobs. We don't have to pay, they don't have to go sick. Yeah. So from that point of view, yeah, socialization, economic, our well-being is going to change dramatically if it's not already done so. My life has changed within 6 months of being made redundant. Yeah, I've had to rethink, reevaluate everything, because things has changed so dramatically. Yeah, and it's only going to get worse unless we upskill ourselves, unless we take charge. Where is the new job? Where is the new economy going to be? Let us prepare for that. How do we do that? We could sit here and talk about all the issues and all the problems, but how do we solve this robotic, agentic that's taken over? That the private business are the powerhouse. They've got the billions and billions of investments. We can't control that. Government can't control that. No one can control that.
Thank you, Joe. Joe, it's just time. We've got like 5 minutes left, and we need to wrap up. So just quickly, let's. Everyone's talking about agile, lean, and a new way of working, but what does it actually mean? So I just want to quickly go to Tarina. Yeah. How do you design autonomy and flexibility without creating chaos? How do you?
You include people in the conversation. A diverse set of people will have completely different perspectives, completely different ideas, and they will see things completely differently. And maybe AI will replace it, but if you don't include people in the conversation, I think it's going to be very, very hard for people to pick up the capability and say, right, let's move with it.
People are still there. That sounds good.
They sounds good.
I'm very excited. Yeah. So, Steve, quickly, what does the real world, the genuine modern world with way of working look like now? What does it look like in real life when we talk about the way of working? What does it look like?
To be honest, I think it's quite up in the air. For the same reasons that I expressed before. However, the culture and the mentality of like agile and lean and scrum and even waterfall Prince 2 has infiltrated the general lexicon. So I think we're going to start to, for instance, I've created an organization with some artists, okay, and one of the things that I brought to the table, we will do processes and work in the same way as a software engineering team does. Yeah, sprints, tickets, directives, daily stand-ups, but we're making a song. Okay, yeah. So we're applying those kind of methodologies, whatever works for you, whatever works for the people around, but following these structures and whatnot, because that's what we've seen happen, across the pond in the US, and it's worked. It's worked fantastic. Silicon Valley was born of that mentality. Okay, and my recommendation is to learn these practices and find ways. I live an agile lifestyle. Okay, my is I need to learn more to live more lean. Yeah. But I work in that kind of flexible way, So develop your skills, and develop your team. Find your creators, your conspirators, and take that portfolio approach.
Fantastic. This is a question for everybody, because we're wrapping up now. So let's make all this practical that we've talked about. Let's make it all practical. If someone feels overwhelmed, what should they do next? So this question to Bosse. If someone feels overwhelmed, what should they do next with all what we've talked about?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think the first thing to do is to kind of like take a breath and understand that, you probably feel overwhelmed because there's so much change happening so rapidly, but you need to kind of like understand how that change affects you and what actions you need to take. So it depends on, where they are in their career, where they are in their life. But you can use AI as a tool to help navigate what to do next. Because I remember I was following someone on Instagram, and they were talking about the fact they have a fitness business. And they didn't know any, they were quite overwhelmed by the AI technology. And then they decided, okay, let's ask AI. And that's what they started doing. AI became their best friend to just start developing their businesses and telling them what tools they can use.
Great, Bosef. We need to go quickly. Taruna, what's your advice to them?
More is the same as Bosef said.
Yeah.
Your friend. It can make your friend. It doesn't have to start with something big. Just start with something small. And there's lots of information and people you can ask for assistance to give you a hand in the right direction. But you could also ask AI to do that as well.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jonah. And Steve, what's your advice to them?
I would just reiterate what I said about, develop skills, it could be, I don't care if it's flower arranging, if it makes you happy, if it gives you some kind of respite, some escape, and you're passionate about it, just do it, get on with it, learn it today, immerse yourself.
Fantastic. And Joe?
And enable yourself with AI.
Fantastic. Great. Joe, quickly, we're on the last minute. Quickly,
basically what everybody said. Jump in if you're flower arranging, just said, use AI with what your business is. If you're a developer, use AI. Period.
Okay. Thank you. So what I'd like to do, because we're wrapping up now, so I'd like to say thank you. Sorry for the rush at the end. But guys, if you have any more questions for us, anything we can help you with, these guys, there's 200 years of experience in this call right now, yeah? And we need you to just write, comment, subscribe, like, share, and just get back. But I would say this to you, right? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. It has come to make your job easier. Yeah. And so what you need to do is embrace it, learn it. Yeah. Study it, see what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and let's move on. So guys, thank you very much from the Game Challenger UK. And I'd like to say thank you, special thank you for Taruna. You were amazing.
Yeah.
Steve, as usual, on point, and Bosse and Joe. Wow. Let's get going. Yeah. So thank you, everyone. Remember, subscribe, and share. Thank you all. Thank you all, guys.
Yeah. Thanks. Take care.
Bye. Bye.
Right. Sorry, that's the end. I bet you thought you weren't going to see me again. Yep, it's me. That's the end of the 3-part series of the new WoW. I want to know how you found that. Please like, subscribe, and share, and notify the new WoW working. Now, we've heard already. You heard it loud and clear. Tell us what you think. Put some comments in there. Thank you very, very much to our special guest, Steve and Taruna. Thank you also for our special co-host, Bosse and Joe. You give us some jokes sometimes. Okay. Now, the future of work isn't something that's coming. It's here already. AI, automation, and a new way of working aren't the enemies. They're not the enemies. Standing still is. What we've heard today is you don't need to know everything. You don't even need to be a tech genius. But what you do need is to be willing to learn, adapt, and take responsibility of your future. The people who struggle won't be the ones replaced by technology. They'll be the ones who refuse to evolve with it. So start small. Learn one new skill. Use the tools. Find your community. And most importantly, don't do this alone. At the Game Challenger, we're here to help you navigate through this new world. No hype, but with real conversation, real skills, and real preparation. Stay curious, stay human, and above all, stay in the game. I want to say again, thank you very much for watching. And I'd like to thank those of you that are subscribing, sharing, and notifying. Remember, stay curious, stay human, and above all, stay in the game. That's me, Tony, from the Game Challenger UK YouTube channel. Please, if you haven't seen the first 2 parts, go back and watch the first 2 parts. And also, if you haven't shared it with your friends, go back and share it. Go and share it. Like, share, and subscribe and notify. That's me until the next one. Thank you. Over and out.